Have you ever felt?
Are you listening?
Colorism, to me, is when you treat someone differently based on how close they are to being white or how close they are to being African, on that binary, that spectrum. I have experienced colorism from my own mother. So I remember one time when it was like summer camp or something, and like I was outside the whole summer, and I was never an outside child because she didn't let me, but anyway. And she always would make a comment like, man, you never got lighter again. Like, you never got brown again. You've gotten so dark. You never got, like, as if like being dark is something that's not only bad, but something like irreversible. Like, and I was supposed to like change back to my, regular skin tone. Or being too brown to be light-skinned, but too brown to be dark-skinned kind of thing. So I'm just in the purgatory of blackness sometimes when it comes to my color. So I don't really know, I'm not brown with good hair or other things like that. I'm just brown. Okay, so my dad has a twin. Unfortunately, he's deceased, but my daddy is the dark-skinned twin with dark hair, and his twin was light-skinned with green eyes and curly brown hair. And so that was always kind of to my daddy, I was always light-skinned because I looked more like my uncle, and not him, in his opinion, or saying that, she's so pretty, she has beautiful, like, skin, and, like, oh, her hair is nice. And it's almost like light-skinned is associated with, like, white people hair, so to speak, and or if you're brown or darker and have like loose or curly or whatever kind of hair, it's like, ooh, that's cool, or you're so pretty or whatever the case may be. So a lot of it comes from putting people as this one's prettier than that one because one is one skin color, one's another skin color, or saying, oh, I only date black women, but all the black women are not, brown or darker, so they only equate beauty to someone who is light-skinned with long hair and pretty eyes. And pretty being not necessarily brown eyes. So it's just this, like, be black, but just don't be dark. Yeah. That's good. I think you don't really ever hear someone say, oh, he looks good for a black man. I mean, a dark man. Like, like you hear people talk about, oh, she's pretty for a dark-skinned girl. But you never hear, like, oh, he's sexy for a dark-skinned man. Or, oh, he, I think for men, we kind of have, in a way, we can be sexy in all skin tones, right? So we can be light-skinned and sexy. We can be pretty and light, or, pretty boy and light-skinned. But then that's also where it comes with gender. So, if you're light-skinned, you're softer, or you're weaker, or you're pretty. And if you're dark-skinned, you're aggressive and, or like chocolate or something. I don't know. And then, so with with women, men usually project a lot of that on women as far as, oh, well, you're pretty for a dark-skinned girl, as if, again, dark skin is inherently negative. Or the inverse, since everyone is woke now, we talk about how, oh, well, if she's dark-skinned and she's from closer to the Mother Earth and, she's more authentic black, right? And so, in other words, it's still like this pitting one color against another, and we feel like, and sometimes black men, we feel like, well, if I'm praising the dark-skinned woman, because the light-skinned women have always had privilege, right? If I'm praising the dark-skinned woman, I'm doing everyone else a favor, which is still toxic. So I think that that's really where we get kind of the differences based on gender is black men, light-skinned, dark-skinned, brown-skinned. I think that we tend to all find our sexy or our handsome or our pretty or whatever, no matter what skin color we are. Rather for women, light skin is usually preferred by more than just black men, I think. But also, and then dark skin is exotified and fetishized, like, ooh, she's black. Like black is the berry, sweet of the juice. All that kind of stuff is just really, really toxic. The reason I say no is because I think men have to acknowledge that it's a problem first within themselves, because men don't. Because, again, if a man is sexy, no matter what skin tone he is, he doesn't really care about his skin, right? But you know, I know I know a few fraternal twins, one light skin, one dark skin, and like the perception of them is completely different because their skin is different. And I think that, you know, that men need to be more aware. I think awareness is the first part. So is there a barrier? Yes, that barrier is the lack of awareness. I don't think men really understand that it is a problem for us too. Not only as for us being people who perpetuated by our own, you know, beliefs or because of our own just active practice of it, but also like how we receive it. You know, how, you know, as a dark-skinned black man, you are, you know, viewed as intimidating, you know, but also realizing that we all black and we all look intimidating to somebody. I think that's really important. It took me a very long time to be comfortable with being brown because I would literally stay inside in the summer because I didn't want to get darker. And now I'm melanated all year long, and I don't care if I'm as brown as a double chocolate chip cookie or as pale as I can get, which is about coffee cream, not much lighter than that. And I'm okay with it, and I think, you know, people, you know, need to just be comfortable with whatever skin tone they are, you know, because we black, and we have beauty within our race, and melanin is such a spectrum. There's no reason to be ashamed or hate on any of it. It's all beautiful.